You look amazing in this outfit. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Oh, it's just, this is an archive Galliano, and I'm just very grateful that he sent me these beautiful pieces, and I'm having a wonderful time wearing them and coming to Berlin. I haven't been here for a while, so I was so happy to see my beautiful fans. I also wore him when I was getting off the airplane.
And of course, you're here to talk about your new album. We all can't wait to it's finally coming out. But it's supposed to be very different than your last three albums. Can you explain a little bit? What can we expect?
You know, I suppose it is very different. It is always hard for me to compare things musically because it comes from my heart. But I would say that art pop is a real spiritual experience with very loud electronic music. But it does have its softer moments as well. There are some moments that are very heartfelt and very personal, where I share deep things about myself that I've never shared before. I had to really dig deep to find the strength to write about these things, and they actually healed me in a lot of ways. I felt saved by the music. And this is something I didn't experience before. When I was writing The Fame, I was struggling to be noticed as an artist. And then when I wrote The Fame Monster, there was a mixture of some records I had written already, as well as songs that I wrote as my fame began to grow. And Born This Way, this was an album where I put it all on the line. I said I want to do something that if I die tomorrow, I leave my mark on the world in terms of change, in terms of message. My fans mean so much to me, and in a way you feel kind of sick when you are on stage, leaving with them, everybody buying tickets. You make so much money as an artist, right? And I thought to myself, but what is it all for, this money? Why? I wanted to do something with Born This Way that really gave back, made me feel like I was worth it for the fans. So that whole album was about a message. It was about freedom, about equality, about giving my fans as much inspiration as I could for them to be a voice for their generation, to scream from the top of their lungs about what they want. So for 2 years, it was like a crusade, this record. And Art Pop is a celebration of Born This Way, and The Fame Monster, and The Fame. It is my way of acknowledging something that is happening naturally in culture. Pop art moving like an inferno, round and round and round until it explodes. And the art, the soup can art, is now back onto the soup can. Or I should say it is on the soup can for the first time. We are taking what was essentially the destiny of Warhol, and it is reality now. It's unfortunate that he's not here to see himself on the front of every Perrier bottle as you take a sip, but this is so amazing. The art that was obsessed with commercialism is now running commercialism. This is what I'm really interested in. And the album reflects that, a spiritual experience with my love of art, my love of these amazing photographers, filmmakers, and sculptors like Jeff Koons, and how I like to be, as much as I can, a muse and a vehicle for people to express themselves, including my fans. I don't really care so much about just being a vehicle to express myself anymore. I want to express the emotions of others.
And I read that your cover for Art Pop from Jeff Koons was already, well, the ex-director of the Tate Gallery in London said it's an amazing piece, and said that it looks very good and stuff. So I like it a lot, and I know you are a big fan of Jeff Koons. Can you talk a little bit about that collaboration?
Well, that is very sacred to me, so I don't want to, delve too deeply. Some of those things are very private for me and Jeff. But what I will say is that he is an incredible artist, and I know that you know this. But there was something so pure about him. His joy in making art is like something I've never seen before, like a child. He is so incredible. I could listen to him talk for hours and hours and hours. And I was very blessed, you know, that when we met, I was able to play him my record before anybody. And I knew that this collaboration would not happen if he did not like the music and if he did not like the idea behind the whole thing, ARTPOP. He was very supportive, but more than anything, I said to him, I said, this gift that you are giving me, this sculpture, what this represents really is not for me. It is for my fans and it is for the world. This is the hope that anyone with some talent can work and be disciplined and go, 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 until someday maybe an amazing artist like Jeff Koons will say, I believe in you, that is art. And that's really what it's all about. It is about hope, it is about faith, it is about how you can create a piece. What I learned from him is his work, when you're in the room with his sculptures, there is nothing more important than the work. It is like God, in a way, for me. It is a faith that I'm sort of spellbound always, like I can't speak, totally speechless. And it is because, you know, maybe when people build you up as a human being to be so amazing, me, Lady Gaga, so amazing, throwing flowers at your feet and want to throw you parties and take you to dinner and send you clothes. These things are overwhelming and I am grateful, but what a humbling experience to be in the room with something, an art piece that is so much more important than you are. It is a sense of gravity for me, a sense of humanity, something that I truly need in order to stay creative. The minute that your ego gets so big, you can't make anything anymore. It's like, where do you go?
And 3 days ago, I think it was, you released the cover of Do What You Want. And of course, everybody was talking about it because it's very explicit. Why did you choose to use that image?
Well, it's very significant in terms of this song, Do What You Want. I say do what you want with my body, but you can't have my heart and you won't use my mind. So today in the culture that we live in, it's like there's not a very big difference for people between fast food and art. It is like the same thing. One man's art is another man's trash. These things are interchangeable. Because of maybe your cell phones or the ability to take pictures, everyone, and post them on the internet, everybody thinks that they can make art, that you can snap a photo of something, or you can do a performance, or say something or sing something, and if you have people's attention, this is art, but this is not art. Art requires a discipline. Art requires a talent. Art requires a passion and a desire to make a statement that is rooted in a revolution, an insatiable need to make a statement about something that you believe is a connection to something higher, a spiritual connection. So I would say that this ass is exactly that. It's an ass for you to buy.
And Do What You Want with My Body, it's also, when you think about the lyrics, you're talking about, you know, that, okay, you don't touch my soul, nothing like that. And you, I think it was 3 days ago, you tweeted some of those headlines that are always written about you, and everybody is always like, and I thought it was quite cool that you did that, but what was the message for you behind it?
Well, a lot of different things, but I would say mostly that, you know, when I wrote this song, this is what was happening in my life. I was on tour. I was traveling around the world, and my mother called me. She said, "You're on the news, and you look really fat." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, she said, "Are you okay?" She said, "Did you gain weight?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "You're on the news." I said, "For my weight? Really?" I said, "That is so shallow. This is so crazy. We live in a world where there's wars and there's famine and there's illness, but I'm on the news for my weight? This is so silly to me. I don't believe you." So then I, you know, saw that it was true. And I thought about how sad this is. Not for me, you know. For me, with my body, I've had a struggle since I was very young. Do I think that it's insensitive? Sure. Especially since I've been so vocal about my body image problems and my addictions over the years. It's a certain kind of person that I am that I think a lot of young people can relate to. And these sorts of statements can really throw you off and really make you sort of get lost in your mind into that dark place, that place of self-hatred, that place of sadness. So I wanted to release all of that. And when I wrote this song, I was writing about how really my body, as something that the public knows, my image, I am a vessel, but if I am treated this way, this is all I will give you. I will just give you my body. You will not have my heart or my mind because you don't deserve it. I give my heart and my mind to my fans. That is who deserves it because they receive it with love. When I'm on stage with them, there is this amazing spiritual experience that takes place where there's a transfer of energy, of kindness, of love, acceptance between us. But when this negativity starts to fly, this is not what I'm about. And this is when I start to close as an artist and I start to protect my mind, protect my heart. And I look at the way that society has changed and I say, well, this is a good time. This is a good time to show my ass because that's all I choose to give you. I would rather be an ass than be real and give you what you don't deserve because everybody as a human being reserves the right to be happy. We all do. We all deserve to be happy, equally valuable as human beings. So that's what this statement really is, that at whatever point in my career that I choose, I will give you my heart and I will give you my mind, and at other points I will choose to give you nothing because that is my choice. And also it is your choice.
You underwent hip surgery and of course everybody was crossing their fingers that everything is okay. So could you just shortly explain how was that for you? Were you scared? How did this influence you?
It was a strange time. I didn't even know I had broken it. I mean, who does that? who has broken bones and doesn't know? I suppose to me, I have a strong mind and a strong heart. So I go on stage and I don't feel pain because the adrenaline of the show, it keeps me going. ARTPOP is about this as well, the album. The songs are like each types of adrenaline that I experience. And when you listen to the record, you will feel this. I mean, it wakes you up instantly, like 100 cups of coffee. It is so full of energy and so full of joy. Although there is some sadness, the rage that passes through it is much more interesting. You don't get lost in the sadness because you're so excited about where it's taking you. But my hip was breaking and I did not know when or why. And one day the leg just stopped working and I had to stop. It was devastating for me. I still feel that I let my fans down. I still feel that I let myself down in a way because I always associate physical pain with emotional pain, that something must have been happening, that it found its point of impact. But I am here to say that for every day that I can be superhuman, there is also a day that I am human. But that is what the message always has been for my music and what I do. I don't do it from just my own vanity. I want you to feel this sense of superhero capability. I want you to know that even if you break, if you don't know you're breaking, that you can heal. You will heal. And I'm healed now, but it took a long time and I'm still working towards my dancing and my performing being what it was before. But actually, I feel that I'm a better dancer than I ever was. My balance, my focus, I'm fearless. I'm ready to take back everything that broke.